Guys, welcome back to Trucks and Junk. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to continue on the wheelbarrow rat rod this week like I had told you guys last week that I would be doing. Unfortunately, the reason why I can't continue on that right now is because of two reasons. Primarily, my sister's getting ready to go in for heart surgery, so she's going to need my help during recovery, which is going to take quite a bit of my time. But then to add issues to issues, I have a friend that is a traffic controller, and unfortunately, the worst thing that could happen did happen. He was struck by a vehicle while doing his job, and he will survive, but he's in the hospital and he was badly hurt. So I'm also helping take care of that situation behind the scenes. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do the large projects and upload a video every week like I used to, at least not for a little while. So the only thing I have a little bit of time left to do is possibly do some small videos and probably upload every other week or whenever is possible. I know that's not ideal for a growing channel, but I need to be with my friends and family as much as possible during this time of need. Whereas this is something that is something I enjoy doing, but it's not an income. So it's the one thing that I can cut back on to give a helping hand to those who need it. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to do the shocks on the junkyard golf cart, because this entire time we have been running on just leaf springs. We haven't put shocks on this thing yet. So I think I'm still going to use these upgraded shocks with the springs, because I think it needs the extra strength as well, because I notice when I sit on it, it leans to one side. And so I don't like that, because yeah, I just don't like that. So I'm going to upgrade it to these spring style shocks just to give it the extra strength back there as well. So enjoy the video, guys. Let's get to it. Struggle's real. Okay guys, this is going to be very difficult to get you in here in the right angle. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up and bring you with me. So what my plans are is I put in this bar right here for mounting the gas tank to right here. So this is a solid mounted bar to the frame that I put in. They also have this one originally that was already made to the frame, but this one's going to be too far forward for what I want to do. So what my plan is, I'm going to bring you around to the other side here, because I got more room over there to show you. So my plan is to come down here and mount that to that frame that we had built. Okay, so I'm probably going to weld a couple nuts there to mount that to it. Okay, and then what I can do after I mount that there is up here on that bar that I put in, I can bolt it to that bar. So that's what my plan is. Now whether or not that actually works out to the way I want to right now is a different story. There it goes, there it focused. The other ideal was mounting it to the leaf spring and then mounting it to that bar. But I don't know if that's a good idea. So I think I'm just going to mount it to that frame down there. Like I said, weld a couple nuts to the frame so I can put the bolt through. Right like that. And then mount it to this up here. So that's what we're going to try. And I just want to let you guys know that when I said I'm stopping the junkyard, or not the junkyard, but that when I'm stopping the wheelbarrow rat rod, that's not forever, guys. It's still here, and this will go on. It's just right now I don't have the time for full blow whole build projects, because those take both days of the weekend, and I don't have that much time right now. So So just so you guys know, the project will be back. It's not being stopped for good. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna have to do is figure out how I'm gonna get in there and grind the powder coat off of that frame so I can weld these nuts to that frame. So I think I need to jack it up and take these tires off and see if I can get in there from the side. So let's try to see if we can get these tires off of here. Since it's Easter, I'm going to take this time to thank our one and only sponsor, the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for Him dying on the cross 2,000 years ago, none of this would be possible. So I thank Him from the bottom of my heart. Let's get back to it. All right. So as you guys can tell, even though taking them tires out, I still don't have quite enough space to be able to get in here with a grinder to be able to grind the powder coat off of that. So I think I'm gonna have to get my Dremel out to ground the powder coat off of that so I can weld the nuts to the frame. So I do believe that the Dremel will fit in here. It's just gonna take a long time to grind the powder coat off of that. Okay, so as you guys can tell, the Dremel did the trick. Now I'm gonna go grind the other side out and then we'll go from there. So now for the top half of the shocks, I already have a hole drilled on this side, already factory in this bar. So I'm just gonna drill a hole on this side in about the same spot. That way I only have to drill one hole. But then I'm gonna drill a hole and that way we can bolt these shocks to this bar. So that's gonna be the next step. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill that hole. And this is gonna be a tight fit, guys, because I barely fit the Dremel in there. So I can imagine how much of a fit this is gonna be with this big old drill. We're gonna give it a try. Oh yeah, that sucks. That's a sucking angle. All right. I have discovered I need sharper drill bits. Hopefully my battery holds up as well. All right. I don't have any drill bits that are any good. For I just have to break down and buy me some new drill bits, guys. Aye, aye, aye. It's getting there. God, that's loud. struggle's real. Yeah. All right, guys, I'll be back when I go buy the new drill bits. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie, that was a challenge. But now that I've gotten that drilled out, now I want to get this lined up so I can bolt these two shocks in across here. That way I can know where I need to weld it on the frame. So that's my next step. All right, now that we got the frame ground down, we have dilemma number 2. So the bolt comes through here, right? And the only nuts that I have that fits this bolt snugly enough to where when we hit bumps and stuff, it don't rattle and go up and down are these little ones. But the issue I have is when they're in here, the way they're supposed to be, to where the bolt can go through, they're not quite high enough to be welded to the frame with these being bumped up like that. So what we have to do is grind the edges down on the shocks to where now the bolts or the nuts are the higher thing, to where when I weld those to the frame, that's not going to be an issue. This can just bottom out on the frame now. Then we can put our nut in or our bolt in and be fine. So now I'm gonna grind this other one down, just like I ground that one down, to where we can do this and be fine. All right, what I'm gonna use to do that is this bench grinder. I'm just gonna grind the edges down. Butterfingers. A little roasty toasty one, guys. And now, like I said, the higher point is now the nuts. So when I weld these to the frame, they shouldn't be an issue of it bouncing up and down every time I hit bumps. So, okay, now that I've got them set in here, so I've got a nut on the bottom and then 2 nuts sideways, so I can put the bolt through there and that'll give up the space right there. And then I've got them bolted in the top. So now that I've got that set up, now I'm gonna hook my welder up and I'm gonna weld them nuts down there so I can tighten all this up, and then them shocks should be installed. I'll get you guys set up to where you can probably get a good view. About the best view I can get you guys. I know it's difficult, but it's there. Alright. You guys probably got a better view than I do, honestly. Yep. Okay, that's good for now. Now I'm gonna tighten these 2 bolts up, make it nice and tight before I move on to the other side. Because I'm gonna take the pressure off of this side and put it on the other side. Yeah, it might do it itself. Alright. And this one down here, it's gonna be fun. Y'all can't hear them pups barking. And pups are actually my friend's pups. I'm taking care of him for him while he's out at the hospital. That's another reason. You know, my studio pretty much became the doghouse for his dogs and pups. I kid you not. I cleaned this garage for 2 hours before I could even make the video because of all the mess in here from the dogs. That's another reason why I can't start the big projects, because the big projects take up a lot of space. Whereas right now I can lean it up against the wall and it don't take up any space. Alright, so now that shock is nice and tight. Now I'm going to move to the other side. Hopefully y'all have a pretty good view this time. We're on the other side now. My goggles are completely fogged up from being on my head. That's nice. Like I said, y'all pretty much got better view than I do, I'm sure. But I think I got it. All right, yep, I got it. All right, now I'm gonna tighten up the 2 bolts on this one, and we'll get the tires put back on, and then the shocks will be installed. And now we're going to put these wheels back on here. It's one of the plus sides of these axles, guys. You get to bolt the hub to the wheel, and then all you got to do is take out the one nut and put the wheel back on. So it's kind of cool. When this project's fully done, I'll lock these down real good with an impact. But for now, they've been fine with just putting a safety clip in. So I'll have to keep taking them off, putting them on, taking them off, putting them on. Now let's see how this thing looks on the ground. Well, it definitely looks like it sits more level now than it did before. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeehaw. Oh. Yeah, that's a whole lot better. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better than it was, guys. All right, now that we got the seat back on, I'm gonna go sit on it and see if I have that one person tilt like we had before. Hopefully we don't. If we do, then, you know, but hopefully we don't. Okay guys, unfortunately that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Like I said, I wish I could do more for you, but I just got a lot on my plate. If you guys can, please pray for them. Hopefully they can get bounced back really soon. And like I said, as soon as I get things back to normal, I'll start doing the wheelbarrow rat rod again. But like I said, doing a big project right now, I don't think it'd be the best time to start it. So we'll just keep doing these little small things like shocks on this. Maybe I'll do the lights and the radio and all the little touch-up stuff that we haven't been able to do anyway. We might even paint the red go-kart. But like I said, I might just start doing every other week if able, you know. But other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you on the next one.